Alright, here we are. This is my Aftermath video for the UFC 70. This is where I kind of say where all the fighters should go next, who they should fight next, and who I think they should fight next. We'll start with the bottom. Asuero Silva. After this loss to Cheat Congo, if he gets another fight in the UFC, it should probably just be a preliminary bout against a guy, an up-and-comer or something, something that's not televised. If he does, in fact, get another fight in the UFC. I mean, he's on 3 now, so it's not like he should be on a main card or anything. And even if it's a fight night card, he should probably be on the lower, on the preliminary bouts, the ones that aren't on TV, just because he didn't show anything. I mean, he had some great takedowns, but once he got him down, which is supposed to be where his strength was, he did nothing. And Cheat Congo's not known for being a great ground fighter, so that's where I think Asuero Silva should go. Now, Cheat Congo, on the other hand, he's 3-1 now in the UFC. He impressed me in this fight. His last two before it didn't really impress me that much, but this one really impressed me. So, let's give him a chance. Let's give him a name. Maybe Heath Herring. He's coming off a win against Brad Imes. And it's about the same amount of time. A couple pay-per-views from now, that could be a main card fight. Maybe to lead off the night or something. Let's find out where his striking is. Let's find out how good this kid really is. Let's test him. 3-1. It's a pretty good record in the UFC. So let's find out. Let's see what he can do. So I think I'm voting for Heath Herring to get for Cheat Congo. There's some other guys out there, but let's go with Herring for now. Let's see, moving on, Michael Bisping, Elvis Sinusek. We'll start with Sinusek. The guy will probably fight in the UFC again. Don't really care who he fights. He's now 8-10-2 overall. I like the guy. It's exciting. Because he does get in there and he throws. He just loses. But he's lost to some really good guys. So, Sinusek I want to see again, because any fight you've been in that I've seen, it's been exciting. So I want to see again, but there's nobody you should fight or shouldn't fight. So Michael Bisping, on the other hand, it's time to give him an opponent, a good opponent. What I'm thinking is, I know that Machida just fought an undefeated guy, but it was just David Heath. I mean, not a big name or anything. Let's say Machida. I'd like to see the two. That's 10-0 against 13-0, and let's find out how good these guys really are. That's a fight that I think a lot of people want to see. The other possible fight for Bisping would be Forrest Griffin. I think Griffin will probably fight sooner than Bisping will be ready to fight again. So let's go with Lyoto Machida to fight Michael Bisping next. I think that'd be a great fight. I did get an opportunity to see Lyoto Machida's fight. He's impressive. He's very technically sound. He can't put a guy away, and that kind of bothers me. So, but let's put him in against some. Let's find out which one of these guys is real and which one of them is hype. So I think that'd be a great fight. Moving on, Machida and Heath. Obviously, Machida, I want to fight Bisping. Now, David Heath, he's 3-1 in the division now, or in the UFC. This is his first loss. Give him Forrest Griffin. Give him another guy that is coming off a loss. Give this kid another chance. Maybe on a fight night card or something, against just a decent opponent. Maybe step down a little bit, step down the rung a little bit, but maybe. I don't know when Stephan Bonner's coming back, but maybe he should fight Bonner next. Because I know Bonner was serving a 1-year suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. But I haven't seen him fight in a long time, so I would say his suspension's about up. So maybe Bonner for David Heath. I think that could be a good fight. Other than that, I guess you could say Keith Jardine or something like that. But Jardine, because of his win over Griffin, just kind of elevated himself. We'll move on even further. That brings us to Andrei Arlovski and Fabricio Verdum. Verdum, Let's see. I'd like to see Verdun against somebody who likes to be on the ground, to kind of have a ground war. Maybe I don't like the guy at all, but maybe Jake O'Brien. He's a land prey artist. He's a blanket wrestler, but he's got a good record. He beat Heath Herring, and Verdun would want to go down to the ground. And I think Verdun's striking would be better, so this would be a challenge for both of them just because O'Brien's a bigger guy, so we'd find out, Verdun, let's see your sweeps, let's see all that, let's see if you can position him for some ground and pound and for a submission. So and coming off a loss, step down in competition a little bit. So that's kind of where I want to see Verdun go. Arlovsky, there's a couple interesting matchups out there for Arlovsky in my opinion. He's now 2-0 since losing the title. One semi-impressive win, one kind of lackluster performance at this event. So with Arlovsky, I'd like to see him, another guy that I've already mentioned that I want to see Congo go against Herring. There's a guy he could fight. That would be a main card fight on a pay-per-view. That would get some publicity. Other than that, there's no way I'd ever say I want to see Arlovsky Sylvia 4. And nor do I think Mir or anything, but the name out there that I see as a possible, if he doesn't fight Big Nog, is Brandon Vera. If his contract is where it's rumored to be, where he's almost ready to sign, what about putting him in the ring against Arlovsky? That would be I think that'd be a great fight. And Vera was going to get a title shot before he had all his contract problems, so. Vera, the winner of that fight, honestly, either one could say it's time for my title shot. So, that's where I'd like to see Arlovsky go. So Arlovsky Vera, that's the fight I want to see there. Now the main event, Gabriel Gonzaga, obviously he's going to fight Randy Couture, so I don't really have to talk about where he's going to go next. But Mirko Cro Cop, what better opportunity do you have for Mirko Cro Cop than to have him fight Tim Sylvia? Both coming off losses, not too far apart, only a month and a half apart from when they fought. And I know Sylvia wants Mir, but let's be honest, Mir's not where he was, and the sport has evolved, and because of his injury, I don't want to say it's passing by because I really love Frank Mir, but he needs to he needs to work his way up. So let's hold off on Sylvia Mir, and the UFC doesn't have to give Sylvia anything he wants just because he's not a popular fighter. Nobody really likes him. I guess he's a really nice guy outside of the octagon, but he's just a tool inside. I mean, he plays it safe. He does all this, and Cro Cop. Everybody who's a Cro Cop fan, everybody who's an anti-Sylvia fan, has wanted to see that Cro Cop Sylvia fight. Because Sylvia came out and said, "Oh, well, I'm the champion." When Cro Cop got signed, he said, "Well, I'm the champion, and the champion's the best in the division." So, I mean, just to say that he was better than Cro Cop is, oof. I just want to see Cro Cop kick the living crap out of him, and he chop him down with leg kicks, because Sylvia's not quick enough to handle those. So, that's kind of the aftermath of UFC 70 that's the way I want it to play out. I'll talk about in the video later this week kind of what I think should happen in the other divisions, like the welterweight division, because that's a pretty shook up division, and I know that we've just had I know they just basically announced it's going to be Sarah versus Hughes for the title in November or December, which really pisses me off because that takes the welterweight title out of all pay-per-views for eight months. And that's just wrong. That's just wrong. And Matt Hughes will have not fought in 10 months. I mean, what are they? I know I want to do it with the whole Ultimate Fighter season 6, but this is going to start bothering me because BJ Penn's not going to be out for about a year. I know he hurt his ribs and everything, but he's in fighting condition now, at least when he was filming the show, so he is able to fight. So BJ Penn's out for a year because of the show. Matt Serra and Matt Hughes are not going to fight now for a title for 10 months. that's the only thing that is starting to bother me about the Ultimate Fighter show. I think it's been a really good season, and eventually I'll make a video about it, but just don't have the time right now. So, you know, that's all going to be spoken on in future videos. The welterweight division is definitely going to be something that I'm going to touch on in my next video, which will probably be in a day or two, just depending on when I get time. If I get a little bit of time tonight, I might make it, but if I don't like it, I won't post it, and I'll shoot it again. So, I hope you all are all enjoyed the pay-per-view, and I hope you tell me what you think of my possible matchups in the future. And once again, if you have any questions where you're asking my opinion about anything in MMA, just send me a comment or a message or something, and I'll get them into a video. So, alright, well, I'll talk to you guys later, and like always, shocker, night train, and I'm out.